Hey everybody, it's Felicia Rose. Welcome to season 2 of The Screw. We have a brand new format for you. You're going to be able to listen to us on podcast format going forward. And we have a bunch of new stuff going on. I have a brand new co-host, which I want to welcome to the show right now. It's Alove. Welcome, Alove.
What's up?
Thank you for being here and being my co-host.
It's a pleasure. Thank you for having me.
So, really quick backstory. We used to have a little sex blog back in the past, and we decided that we should come together and get that started again. So
Absolutely.
Thanks for coming back to New York City.
Hey, very excited to be here.
Screw Pittsburgh. All right, and then we have a special guest today, Sir Wilkins of the Jobberteers podcast. He's here with us. He is a personal trainer here in New York City. He also is the person that runs the awesome parties at Legends whenever there's a pay-per-view for WWE, which is super cool. If you haven't checked that out, definitely go. And there's all sorts of awesome other things to know about him. Is there anything you'd like to say?
I like turkey sandwiches
Sweet.
with honey mustard, so that's one. Hello, everyone. What camera am I looking at?
I don't know. There's a lot of cameras on us. Everybody's pointing. Oh, you're looking at that one.
Okay. Hello, everyone. My name is Sir Wilkins of the Jobberteers podcast. I like wrestling, turkey sandwiches with honey mustard. I think I'm supposed to plug and promote stuff at this point. But
You can do that later if you
But
want.
I think I'll do that later, like she said. So, hi, everybody. Hope everybody's doing well.
Turkey
Welcome,
sandwiches
welcome.
are dope, so thank you for being a part of our podcast.
I appreciate you having me.
Yeah, I mean, I appreciate you being here, especially because now things are a little bit different and we're not interviewing you anymore. We're going to just have you included in our conversations about naughty, nasty things. I hope I don't
Okay.
get you in too much trouble.
Yes, my girlfriend does listen, but you know what? I have to deal with things.
Well, my boyfriend's recording us right now, so
Oh,
you
yeah,
know.
so
Yeah.
even playing field. Even
One
playing
big
You
happy
know,
family.
If he's cool with it, it should be all
one
right.
big family.
Yeah, we like to keep it. Never mind, I'm not going to go there.
Yeah.
All right, so we have some new segments for everybody. We're going to start off with Thought Topic, which is a segment about what's going on this week in something sexual or sex-based or related. Then we're also going to talk about this week in wrestling. Sort of, I usually have a wrestling guest and or something going on in wrestling that I want to talk about. So we'll somehow tie that into sex, of course. Shit. And then also our new segment, The People's Choice, which is us asking you guys what you want to talk about, and then we're going to answer some questions or just go over whatever that topic may be. We already have somebody that wrote in something like 2 weeks ago, so we're going to talk about it tonight. And then finally, we have our boner segment. And that's just something fun. We're going to do a little Felicia Fingers You Out segment with Wilkins and see what happens.
Yeah.
He doesn't know what he signed up
No,
for. I'm
no
really
one will
sorry.
be harmed. No one will be harmed in filming.
Did you say hard or harmed?
Harmed.
Oh, okay.
Hopefully hard, but like not
Always hard, never
I
hard.
walked down a shady block, and I'm hearing about me getting fingered. Like, this is awesome.
Hey,
Thank you for having me.
You're very welcome. Thank
Very
you for
welcome.
being here. So, all right, let's get right into it. Our first segment of the day is Thought Topic, and we will be talking this week about men being sexually harassed. I recently saw online there was a new hashtag, I don't even remember what it was, but it was sort of the idea or the topic that men are being sexually harassed, I guess just as much as women, or it can happen to men as well, and that it shouldn't be downplayed. And there was a little bit of kind of controversy within the whole topic of, movie stars and things like that. So I kind of wanted to talk to some guys out there and see what y'all's opinion was on that, the whole idea of it. I kind of gave you the general gist if you didn't know already.
Well, what's the context of the harassment? Like, because like you mean like interns and all, I mean, because you have to think about these things like who is wielding the power in this situation.
Mm-hmm.
Like when you're trying to frame like
Well,
who is actually.
let's go through it. So like we have the lowercase scenario of like maybe a fan and like a movie star.
Okay.
And maybe they tweet and even tag the movie star and say something about them sexual, like a woman saying this to a man.
Okay.
Is that okay? And would it be portrayed differently if it was a man to a woman, etc.?
Yeah.
And why? But versus, say, for example, I think sort of the idea was like a woman in power in like a workplace situation, which I obviously, that right there, it writes itself.
But that's the question
It's
of power
power.
again, right? Like if somebody is in a situation where they don't have the option or the ability to like push back about this harassment in any way without like harm to their employment or their livelihood like then you're talking about a power dynamic that's playing. And like, yes, in those contexts, men can be harassed. Of course they can, you know.
But what about like a man harassing a woman, say movie star, or not necessarily I guess harassment wouldn't necessarily be the word then, but like showing his appreciation online, for example, for said woman.
Well, that doesn't even have to be a movie star, right? Men are doing that all the time to like everyday women, harassing them or sexualizing them or just trying to be flirty online, you know, and you know, some of that is welcome by the people they're being flirted with and some it is not. And that's the problem point right there. You know, when you get into a position where like you're exerting like your like aggression and power to like, you know, make a woman feel like they should be like kind of, you know, like loving your attention or paying attention to you.
What if it's just like a one-off? That, I mean, I think that, well, to me, that's nothing. If you just tweet out like, "Yo, this actress or actor, so sexy in this," you know, and you're not too graphic. You don't talk about like their insides. Like
Hollywood is a very
you're not
specific.
Like, let me nibble on your labia majora. Like you have a line that you don't cross, right? Like I don't see the problem in that.
I mean, okay, so let's start off with the whole thing. This is men being a little petty. And a little frustrated.
Well, you said it. I wasn't allowed to, so thank you.
They're frustrated with the whole situation.
Sure.
Because the Me Too movement started off like, oh, like some fucked up things are happening in Hollywood.
Yeah.
And you gotta fix the situation.
And it's not just Hollywood.
Yeah, it's happening all over.
Hollywood is sort of standing up for the rest of us that can't have that voice.
But the Me Too movement turned from it being like a movement about something really good to like people weaponizing it, meaning that they're using it as some way to get to hurt somebody. Where it used to be about really helping women who don't have the power to speak up. But now it's like, okay, I don't like this guy, so you know what? I'm gonna say he touched me funny and did something wrong to me. And a lot of guys are seeing that. Like, what is that? He's Indian. He's a comedian, Aziz.
Yeah.
Like that's a perfect example where it turned from it being black and white to a super gray area.
Well, you know what? It's very interesting you brought up that example because we reference that a lot when we talk about this subject because, you know, there's a few things problematic. And the biggest one for me to really just bring it back to like everyday sex and sexuality, it shouldn't be a gray area, right? When you're having sex with somebody, you should know exactly what they want and exactly what they're interested in. And everything about that scenario says they didn't discuss it. At the very least, he had no idea what she was interested in. And maybe she had an idea based on the way he was behaving. But like, if you don't have a discussion about it, like, how do you know? Shouldn't you be having, like, shouldn't you talk about that?
You bring up a good point where, and I feel a lot of women don't speak up in the situation. Most guys.
But wait. Are guys asking as well? It's a two-way responsibility.
Street, but,
yeah.
All right. That situation, if you really felt really that uncomfortable, you say no. I mean, no. Like, you say no.
But hold on. In all fairness, let me be devil's advocate for women because I get that.
Yeah.
I do get it up to like 92% of the time.
Sure.
But yo, legit, let me tell you guys some truth zone shit. When I was really young and I was still coming into my sexuality where I was kind of toggling the line between dating guys and like being actually promiscuous and understanding what that meant for me. There was a guy that I left school with once and I had sex with, and in the middle of him inside of me, like 10 minutes in, he had like a weird personality change thing go on. And I don't know what happened, but it was very fucking weird. And all I thought was, shut your mouth and just let it continue to happen. And now, he was not obviously raping me, but the scenario itself, I know what it's like to not be able to say in that moment, stop, this is weird, I'm fucking feeling strange. Did I give him permission to have a personality change inside of me? Hell fucking no. And I did not sign up for that. But at the same time, I'm not going out there saying that that was necessarily a case of him, you know, not, you know, caring about my needs. I consented to sex, he was inside of me, and then he got weird. And I don't know, maybe that is an aspect of it, but either way, like, I didn't go back and blame him because, like, I couldn't say anything. But at the same time, there are those moments for women that it's like, this is I'm in a weird scenario and I don't know how to fucking free myself of it. So they just go with it.
That's a good point. But so now you use that situation as, okay, as a teaching moment. We teach girls coming up now that if you feel this way in a situation like this, you have to speak up because it's gonna scar you moving forward.
But we didn't teach women in the
Right.
past,
So
so
let
my
me-
generation's all fucked right now.
This is another tie into power, right? So let's think about this. Why did the Me Too movement need to happen, right? Like when you're talking about harassment and you're talking about men in power using that in a way to make women do things they're not necessarily comfortable with or make them feel that they have to, right? No, how do you push up against that? You know, in the actresses that have spoken up, they're like, I pretty much was told my career would be over, right? And so we were mounted with that kind of like pressure from any kind of like power structure. The only way to like counteract it is to have a collective voice. And the Me Too movement's like best feature is to have a collective voice. You may not agree with every like aspect of it that like, you know, the examples that are given as either harassment or whatever.
Yeah.
But the fact of the matter is these are voices, and you cannot argue that men are in power and in control of the economic system and everything within it, because that is exerted against women, like unequal pay, like, I mean, still commercials that still cater to women doing the cleaning. I mean, we have like not evolved very much in some of those areas.
And you're right. You're absolutely fucking
but,
right.
but in your defense, those women that are coming out with those false allegations, like that kills me
Sure.
because
But then you have to also think about the women who come out with these things and say, oh, this happened, and then, but yet, because this happened, you won 2 Oscars. Your movie's a hit. No, I get it, I get it. Yeah, you did this to get
and
to
some
here.
people made those choices.
And you made those choices.
Or did they though?
Oh, but
well, there were let's say like there were some like Weinstein, for example, like actually physically like pinned women down and raped them. So like there's levels to this shit.
there's
Sure,
levels.
absolutely.
Weinstein's a scumbag. Weinstein's a straight up
Yeah,
scumbag.
like there's
no
levels
defending
to
it.
this shit, and there's levels to what women were able to deal with. Now, whether or not it was okay, whether or not they decided to sign up for it to get that extra thing, the fact that the power was wielded above them to do so was the problem.
I'll give you one example of a chick who said something and got the fuck out. So Lupita Nyong, the chick, she was in
I know who you're talking
Black
about.
Panther, and
Yeah,
she was in
yeah.
12 Years a Slave. She won an Oscar. She won an Oscar for 12 Years a Slave.
Yep.
So she's a Harvard student, right?
Yep.
Either Harvard or Yale. Which one has the acting school in there? I don't know. You guys might know better. But
Maybe Harvard?
yeah, we'll say Harvard. We'll throw it out there. If we're
I
wrong,
feel like Yale is a little more conservative. I don't know.
Harvard or Yale, whatever. If it's Harvard, we'll say Harvard. Viewers, if I'm wrong,
Yeah, correct.
please hit me up on Twitter.
Well, I'm from there and I should know. My bad.
So she was in Harvard.
Yeah.
Weinstein was being Dirty Dick Weinstein.
Yeah.
And he was like, yo, come back to my place. We're gonna talk it up. And, we're just gonna talk.
Right.
So she goes back because she's a young student. Like, okay, this is
Right.
Harvey Weinstein, one of the biggest producers in
Yeah.
Hollywood. I'm gonna go to his place and like talk to him.
Right.
This is networking,
Right.
right?
Yeah.
She goes back to the place, and he's like, all right, come upstairs. And she's feeling weird about the situation.
Yeah.
Like, yo, I don't know if I should be doing this, but okay. He goes in. I think I could be wording the story wrong, but she came out and talked about it. It's like
You're paraphrasing.
I'm paraphrasing. So
Yeah.
basically, he kind of like got naked and was like, yo, let me get this massage. And I'm still
Maybe
paraphrasing.
that's a little more than
But
paraphrasing,
Maybe
but it's perfect.
But I had to add some spice to the story.
Absolutely.
I had to add the
Yeah,
visual.
it wasn't sexy without the.
Yeah, that was
So-
real good.
That was really weird. So Dirty Dick Weinstein,
love it.
laid down, and
Yeah.
she was uncomfortable in the situation, and she ran out.
Sure.
So
And that's great that she felt
she
empowered
felt that power to do that.
Yeah.
So what I'm going at is that
Some women don't have
some
that
women
voice
don't
and
have
power.
that. And I'll give you another example.
Well, they have it, but they are
Well,
not allowed to express
So I'll give you another
it.
example. One more example is I teach.
Okay.
I also teach.
Yeah.
I teach a lot of kids who have emotional disorders and stuff of this nature. We had
Sure.
one girl who had this boy that really liked her.
Yeah.
And she was going through a hard time, but we didn't know what was going on.
Yeah.
And we were like, yo, is everything okay? She's like, I don't want to get him in trouble. but he's been bothering me. He didn't do nothing sexual.
Right.
He's just been acting like trying to get with her, like. And
Yeah.
he's also has a mental disorder. He's a little off, but he's a great kid. But he didn't fully understand what was.
She wasn't into it.
She wasn't into
Right.
it, but she didn't want to tell anybody about the situation, how uncomfortable she felt.
Sure.
So I had to speak to her and make her understand, like, yo, you're not powerless in this situation.
Right.
And that goes back to what you said about power.
Yeah.
And while we have to teach women in general, especially young girls coming up, like, yo, you have to be, you have power in this situation.
I'll say this: we have to teach women and men, both young boys
Yes.
and girls, from a young age. And let's not dismiss that girls have a sexuality and that girls masturbate when they're like 8. Like, let's not dismiss that. Let's
Girls
talk to
masturbate
our,
when they're 8?
Oh, absolutely. I masturbated when I was like 6. I was like, I don't know what,
What?
this is, but I'm gonna hump this motherfucking
What are you
pillow.
doing at
Yeah,
6?
it wasn't even sexual. It was it just felt good.
Yeah,
And then
it
by
felt
like
sensory.
10,
Were you
by
doing that at
10,
6?
I
mean,
was
like,
jizzing, yeah.
not consciously, but they say like kids touch their stuff like
Yeah,
immediately.
it's a normal thing. Like, you'll walk into a little
What?
kid and he'll be like J-O, and then he doesn't even
No,
realize.
that
Yeah,
was not
that's a
happening.
thing. Well, it's a
That
thing.
was not happening. Okay.
It's a
at-
thing.
at
See,
eight-
now tune into it. You're gonna see it everywhere.
Yeah.
Now, at 8 years old, I knew I wasn't gay
Okay.
because I
Well,
saw
all right.
a man and a woman kissing, and I got
I
turned
saw
on.
Puff Daddy and the Family perform at 9 years old. Like, what? Of course I was masturbating at 6.
Well,
What are you talking about?
somebody's ahead of the game at 9 years old. I wasn't ahead of the game. I was still trying to come up with the curve, like, yo, what's going on here? And then I had a crush on my speech teacher. She was Italian and
How old
French.
were you?
I was like 8, 9, 10, like so
Oh my
around
God.
that age. And I had a mega crush on her. I just wanted to kiss her. That's all I wanted to do. That was the beginning of it. But I wasn't playing with my balls until like about 12, 13.
But that's because it's different for
Okay.
guys, too.
Well, and it's different for
Because
everyone.
you have-
I'm learning.
No, but
I'm
like
still in
you
shock.
have, like it still
We
feels.
aim to be educated.
Listen, it still.
Sorry,
let me
let's
explain.
listen.
It
Yes.
still. Shut up, boys. It still feels good. It feels good for even a little girl before, like for example, if I were to like hump like your thigh or that pillow over there right now, it would feel good even if I weren't to bring myself to ejaculation. Whereas for a boy, it's just kind of like you tugging on your Johnson. You know, it's not that big of. But for little girls, that you often like, I know. Fucking 100 fucking chicks that started masturbating very young by humping pillows and toys and shit like that.
Hey, wow. So can I ask you guys?
But
Intriguing.
my point of
yeah.
this whole conversation was that from a young age, we need to start talking to little girls and boys and say, unless you get verbal consent where that person says yes to each of the acts you are about to perform, you do not have permission to perform them.
But if she says no, even if she's butt-ass naked,
Yeah,
with-
you could be
with the
inside
cock,
of her and
with
she
your
could
cock
say
in her,
no, and
she
you'd
says
still
no, you go, you know what?
You
I'm gonna
pump
pull out
the brakes.
and I'm gonna masturbate on the side and get this jack off.
That sounds fair.
But to go back to the original
Yeah,
question,
come
when you were
over my
talking about
floor, it's fine.
you talking about harassment of men, it is a power thing.
Mm-hmm.
But women are extra aggressive. I'll tell you this right now, women are extra
Okay.
aggressive.
So let me ask you, how does this? I know that there's stuff like going on in wrestling around this topic, too.
Yeah, I mean, this does bring me to my second segment, sort of, which is sexualizing wrestlers in general, female and male, because it's still being debated, and it's still something that I kind of want to pick people's brains about. So we could definitely go into
Okay,
that as
let's
like a
do it.
segue, you know.
Oh, okay, that was a phenomenal segue. Look
Thank
at this.
you.
Yeah,
Well,
look at
know.
you. Remember,
So what's
keeping me
what's
on
the name of
track.
the segment?
It's the name of this segment is This Week in Wrestling.
Excellent. Well done.
Thanks, guys.
It was good announcing
Sorry.
too.
Oh, what are we talking?
We're talking about sexualizing wrestlers.
Yes.
Like, where do we draw the line? Because, I be going on Instagram and I see all these dudes' Instagram wrestling pages where it's like nut and it's just a girl's butt. And like, whatever. It's like Alexa Bliss's butt or whoever's butt. And fine, whatever, but like, where do we draw the line? And is it okay to sexualize the men?
Okay, can I ask a
You know
question?
where I
Can I
stand
ask
on
a
that.
question? Because
Yes.
I am definitely the wrestling novice in the room.
Yes, true.
To me, it seems like a little bit like somewhat like the Hollywood like kind of image of sexy and like whatever. And wrestling's a little bit different because not everybody looks like sexy, but everybody is scantily clad in general.
Yeah.
Like whether it be in like what is they onesies? No, that's not what they call them. What?
Singlets?
Yeah. that's it.
Onesies.
Novice at its
Footsies.
finest.
They're
But I
all
like
in
it.
footsies.
Well, and
Nah,
then like
sometimes
the
called
the
footsies.
women are wearing very like boosted like breastplate like
Yeah.
things.
Yeah, we get it.
and,
It's
like,
sexual.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's sexually charged to begin with.
of
That's part
course.
of like what I think draws people in, or no?
It helps.
Okay.
It's not supposed to be.
So, because you're a novice, we're gonna
Yeah. Please tell me.
educate you.
Yes.
So there's multiple areas, there's multiple eras in wrestling.
Okay.
So the one that you probably remember or are familiar with was when Stone Cold and The Rock were big. If you ever
Probably older, like the Hulk and Randy Savage.
Hulk Hogan, not the Hulk, that's Marvel.
Oh, sorry.
The Hulk.
Hulk
You know
Hogan.
what?
Yes, that's it. Hulk Hogan.
You know, listen, people make mistakes.
I
I make
love-
mistakes
this is
every
great.
day.
I'm
That's no
enjoying
problem.
this.
Sorry, my
So
apologies.
you're talking about the golden era.
Yeah.
So we'll
That's what
fast
like.
forward.
Yeah. Okay.
We'll fast forward a little.
Yeah,
So
it's
this
changed
Is,
a
this is
little.
late 90s, early 2000s.
Okay,
It's the
got it.
attitude era. This is all about
Attitude.
yes.
All right.
And
Yeah.
sex.
And
And
sex.
sex. Oh,
So during this
sex.
time, women were super sexualized.
Okay.
Bra and panties matches.
Okay.
Mud wrestling matches.
Okay.
Pillow fights. It was just like only.
Simulating sex on the in the
Yeah.
actual ring.
Yeah, that was
Oh,
That was a thing.
During aggression era, ruthless aggression.
That's like
era.
going to a strip bar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then women weren't really seen as part of the industry. They're more seen like like a toy, an
Like
object.
a sideshow. of
Yes, a
sorts.
sideshow.
Yeah,
Great
okay.
use of wordage. And then now with the current era, you have women now who are become like part of the show.
Okay.
They're main eventing, and they're part of the.
Do you think that's what's attracting more female fans, or is it
Yes,
that
because it's helping.
obvious?
Because
Yeah.
a little girl, 8-year-old girl, is like, yo, I can do this too.
Yeah. Didn't an 8-year-old girl scream at you the other day?
Yeah, she was like, Felicia Rose, you suck. And
Oh
I
my
was like,
God, that's amazing.
oh yeah, like I don't even know what to say back to her. It was so cute.
How can you
I
yell at
got
an
heel
8-year-old?
heat from a fucking 7-year-old girl. And
But
then
that's-
she hugged me in the parking lot after. It was the cute. She was like, hi. It's like, oh my God, my freaking heart. I
yeah,
love
that's
it.
awesome, and and it's helping. And I think women always want to feel sexy. I'm assuming that. They always want to feel sexy for the most part. They want to look good. They want to look good on camera, and they're also
I
playing
can't
a
speak to
role. Every comic book that's out there, women are scantily clad for the
Correct.
most part. Tight
Yeah.
outfits, boobs are all
Their
over the
breasts
place.
are
But
large,
at this
yeah.
point in wrestling, I feel like women are part of the show and they're more respected.
Okay.
And they're moving towards that, gaining that more respect within the industry.
Are they wearing more clothes, or?
I mean,
Sometimes, yeah.
sometimes, but they're looked
Depends
on,
on the wrestler.
like Sunday, like this past Tuesday, a couple days ago,
Okay.
they made event SmackDown,
Okay.
so it's good. They're moving
Nice.
at a nice pace.
Whether
choose
they're
it.
dressed sexy or not, it doesn't have any kind of direct correlation with their wrestling skills, aside from like
Yeah.
Ava
Okay.
Marie. That's
Yeah.
like my only exception.
Yeah.
I'll talk all the shit on
Yeah.
her. But like all the other girls, like whether or not they dress sexy or look sexy, they're still main eventing. They're in the main shows.
Yeah.
They still
Okay.
and their wrestling skills are still.
And at the same time,
the
they do
same-
put they post sexy pictures. They don't have to post sexy pictures on their
Yeah.
Instagram. They're in bikinis.
Have any of you talked to like any of these female wrestlers? Do you know how they
I've
feel
met
about
I've met a bunch. I never asked them about like
Yeah.
that
You'll
particular
have to
subject.
have one on.
Do they flirt with you?
No, they're all about their business.
Yeah.
This is a great
Okay.
time to be a female wrestler right now
Nice.
because business is booming. Like one girl I talked to, her name is Kira Hogan.
Okay.
Very popular within the
No
indies.
relation to Hulk.
No,
Hogan.
no relation at all.
Okay.
Very smart. I like how you picked that up very
Yeah,
easily.
I
You,
just
look at you. That hair
tried.
gives you
You're
power.
already learning.
So Kira Hogan, we were talking to her and we were talking. She was like how her boyfriend is in the industry.
Okay.
They started like right here, like neck and neck together, and now her career has blown up.
Wow.
And like she's on TV, she's being booked everywhere.
Does he still give her props, or is he
Yeah,
jealous?
of course. Well, you know how some relationships are, but that's anyways.
Yeah.
But anyways, different conversation. But I feel she said they've been working together, and I heard nothing bad. But I don't think she will talk bad about her boyfriend to me,
Makes sense.
unless I got a little gentleman jack in her and I started really trying to dig in. But anyways, but she is at a good time. It's a good time to be a female wrestler, and it's working because they're getting booked and they're being more respected. I went to an all-female indie show the other week, so
Nice.
are they being sexualized? Yeah, sex sells. But at the same time, you still have chicks that look like monsters on purposely, and they're
Well.
selling.
Well, so that brings me to my actual real question, which is, if a guy holds a sign sexualizing a female, is this the same as if a female holds a sign sexualizing a
It's
male?
double standard. It's life. No, it's not the same thing. he will get kicked out. He'll be talk shit about.
Well, see, to me,
I don't get talk shit about.
It's different. It's different.
I don't agree with that.
I think it's different.
Nah.
Because if you
Because I've been put through 3.5 years of hell because of a fucking cardboard sign that was like accidentally, like I wasn't trying to get it like.
How did it get exposed?
So I went, like, when I went to SummerSlam or NXT that weekend 3 years ago, I had, like, super, like, 200 bajillion seats. You know, I was in the way top. So I made a sign for, like, literally my friends to laugh at. My other friends sat somewhere closer, and there was, like, a whole empty row for, like, a lot of the show. And they're like, yo, come down here for the main event. And I was like, all right. And I just held up my sign for, like, I shit you not, 13 fucking seconds.
Mm-hmm.
And like before I walked out, people were like, "You're viral," and it was that one photo. It was not any. There was all these photos taken in one freaking photo.
Really?
It was wild. Yeah.
Well, welcome to 2018.
Yeah.
2017.
Well,
hey, so the way I see it with this again is a question of like agency, right? Men always have more agency than women in a lot of these situations because they again hold power, right?
Yeah.
Like you're in a position where like if you like flirt with women, you don't get called a slut. Maybe you do. Like maybe some of your buddies are like, what the hell, you know, like you man whore or whatever the terminology is. But they're actually giving you props, right? Like on some level.
Yeah.
And when a woman does that, they're like, oh my God, the tramp. What a tramp.
Yes,
what
that
a
is
slut.
true.
What a
gotta
people's
make
tramp.
a gimmick out of it.
Absolutely. Gotta make a gimmick.
But then, if a girl, so my ass is huge for a guy. It's
I wasn't gonna say.
It's absolutely annoying. It's absolutely annoying. And women have said the most inappropriate shit to me
I can imagine.
over the
But
past
that's
30
different than
years.
putting it on a sign.
Yes,
Walking by somebody and like
it's been
getting
grabbed.
Oh.
okay, that's different.
It's
though.
been grabbed.
No,
It's been grabbed.
ain't nobody grabbing no wrestlers over here.
It's been grabbed.
I'm writing that shit on the sign. I'm telling them. I'm
it's
outwardly
been
telling them
grabbed.
how I feel.
And I can't say nothing about it.
So you've been harassed.
Yes, but if
you
I-
can say
No,
something.
yes, you
but the
can.
thing is, if I say
That's
something,
not what
That's
anybody's
grimy.
saying.
No.
it's not right.
Yeah.
But
Nobody should
it's-
be grabbing nobody ever. That's
Without
not
But
asking
cool.
it's
first.
harassment because it's like, oh, you're not letting her touch you. You're weird. You're gay. No, don't touch me.
Right.
That's
and
ridiculous.
that's how it is.
That is a personal invasion.
It's a personal
It's
invasion, but
like-
people don't see that. That's when the double standard come in.
But that's why you have to keep framing these things about consent, right?
Yeah.
Like, I'm sorry. Like, these men wrestlers are, like, asking do they want to be flirted with
They're
in a lot of
asking
these
for
situations.
it. Hell yeah.
No, that's not what I meant
Yeah,
to say.
they're
I just meant
asking
to
for
say,
show me your
I've seen
dick.
them court attention, especially from female fans. They're, like, responding.
Well, let me put it
They're
this
like,
way. I've been asked by this many wrestlers to hold a sign for
Right.
them, and every wrestler I've ever held a
Exactly.
sign for knows about it and gave me props on it. So, like,
And it's a little different.
nobody complaining on that.
How does
end.
that take away your
How
power?
do you Finn react to it?
He thinks it's hilarious. That's why I made,
Yeah.
like, house show signs.
Yeah.
What's going on with it? What? I never understand that situation exactly. Oh,
What situation?
are you
Sorry.
off mic now? Like,
Yeah, it's off.
it's like off the record. I don't know. Whatever the. I understand the sign thing,
I'm
and
good
then
now.
like I feel like there was like rumors about stuff.
Oh,
but,
you're
like-
trying to talk about some shit right now.
Well, no. All right.
I'm
never
not telling
mind, never
anybody
mind.
who I fucked
Okay.
ever.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. All right, fair enough.
Nice try though. One other thing I wanted to talk
Curiosity.
about, I'm going to end that convo because
Yeah.
it's not going anywhere. We're going in circles. But you're right, and I'm right, and I can do whatever I want, so fuck you. The other thing I wanted to talk about is LGBT wrestling. Just happened this weekend in Providence. I want to give a shout out to the boy Diva, Rick. Great job with that. If you guys don't know, there is a promotion that is now doing, or not now doing, a promotion that is aimed at bringing LGBT and ally wrestlers together into a safe space, and
What about
also
Q?
the Q too. Sorry, I'm doing it based off of like their Twitter handle. Sorry.
Yeah. Oh, fair
the
enough.
Q and the R and all of that.
Yeah.
They're bringing in. I don't mean to dismiss that. Sorry. They're bringing because I am the Q. What I forgot
That's
myself.
true.
They bring in LGBTQ wrestlers, and they also obviously cater to that type of
What does the Q stand for?
queer or questioning, typically.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Queer is like an umbrella-ish term, you know.
Oh.
It's like I'm bisexual, but like I don't really see things as two, so I'm just like I'm queer, whatever.
People are using that pansexual term a lot
I'm not
lately.
I don't
what
know.
does that mean?
I'm like 70% into dick and 30%
Viewers,
into
educate
pussy.
me on pansexual.
What does
which is like-
pansexual mean?
It's like a. It means that they don't. recognize that there's just two sexualities. It's like an overall.
Everybody.
Oh, I have heard this thing. That's what some of my kids go
It's
through.
like a god, right? That god Pan with
Pan
the
is a
flute
god,
and
yeah.
the goat legs.
I don't know if it has anything to do with that.
Okay.
Can
I'm
we just be
sorry.
people and stop labeling each other?
Hell yeah,
So
brother.
back to this awesome wrestling event.
Yes, sorry,
and they did a great
definitely.
job. So I just want everybody to go check them out. And if you see a wrestling event coming up, definitely head there because I think it's awesome to see all of my awesome, gay, straight, lesbian, queer, bisexual wrestling friends and fans out there have a safe space to come together.
Hell
So
yeah.
good job, Rick, and keep it going.
Delicious.
At LGBT Wrestling online. And it's called A Matter of Pride is their
A Matter of Pride.
Let me go over
Awesome.
that one more time.
I gotta check that out.
All
Being,
right.
being one of those letters.
Yeah,
as
yeah,
well.
yeah. Well, I wanted to bring you. I was sick last week and I couldn't go, but I saw a ton of my friends. Some of them don't even like wrestling. It was pretty cool. I
Oh, that's
saw them in the
awesome.
crowd. They were just there to support. So I was
Very
like, that's
cool.
dope.
That's
Yeah.
dope.
Yeah, it looked like it was fun. So any wrestling event where two stripper boys come out and do a little.
Sounds good to
shit,
me.
Yeah, I'm into
Yeah.
it. Fuck it.
Hell
All
yeah.
right, our next segment is the People's Choice, which I got sent in to us a couple weeks ago. Somebody asked me about boy toys, which I apparently don't cover enough in general on my general discussion stuff.
So how are boy toys different from girl toys?
Well, there are different toys for boys, obviously.
Oh, okay, that makes
and
sense.
There's toys catered to butts specifically,
Oh, yeah, right.
and
I know
butts
that
that
one.
have prostate glands versus a butt that doesn't.
Oh. Are you gonna have prostate gland envy again?
Yeah, I have penis and prostate envy every day of my life. Thank you guys.
All
But
right.
I wanted to first ask, because you're our wonderful guest, I want to ask you, what's your experience with boy toys? Do you use any? Do you like any?
No, never used one.
Never?
I've heard about the fleshlight.
Yeah. Okay.
What about like a cock ring, like a vibrating one? Because it's for both of y'all.
Nah.
Have you ever got one of those condoms that have the vibrating rings in them?
Nah.
No.
Oh, you're missing out, man.
Straight up.
I'm going to suggest you some cock rings at some point.
Nah, I'm good.
Fair enough, fair
Well,
enough.
I'm super like open to most shit,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
but outside interference, nah, B. This is one-on-one.
What about
Yeah.
trying though? Like just try, like I'm saying, like a cock ring that sits at the bottom, like at the base of your dick, and vibrates, but also vibrates for them too. So like
No,
it's
it's
vibrating on her clit at the same time as
No,
your
that's
dick.
I'll try it, but it's always like
Oh, I'll try that one.
but it's I
You
feel
changed
like
your tune real quick when I described it.
it's like I gotta wear 2 pairs of underwear when I really gotta wear one. Like
No, I feel you.
it's like more work I gotta do.
Yeah.
I'm that way with like bondage stuff. I'm like,
Yeah.
wait, you could punch me or hit me with like a ladle? Like, no, just use your fist. Like,
Yeah.
Don't go grab like a kitchen utensil. Just
Like,
use
I-
what
like,
you got around.
Yeah,
you
it's
know?
like why are we doing
Make it
more than we
organic.
need to do?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
feel you.
when you go camping,
gotta
you want to
use a
like
vibrating
pack
cock
lightly, right? You want to bring as few things when you're camping as possible.
Want to pack lightly when
Yeah.
you're
Yeah,
camping?
it's what it is. Like we're so removed from like our natural state nowadays.
So you like that animalistic, like,
Like the only two things that we do
Nice.
naturally is eat and have sex.
And eating is not very natural for most people these days either.
Yeah, like one dude I work with doesn't eat food at all. He eats like Soylent. You ever heard of Soylent?
Who?
No.
No.
Like Soylent Green?
No, so there's this product called like Soylent where you
That's
basically
creepy.
a shake, but it has like all the like the natural ingredients in there, and that's all he eats. And he might eat a boiled egg in the
You
morning.
better
No.
be careful. It might be the Santa Clarita diet thing. Like,
I don't like
whatever
that.
that,
He
was.
is rail thin slim, and he wants to be that way, so that's probably why he does it. So it's no, I'm not against
Okay.
it.
I like to
But-
chew too much for that
but-
shit.
Does that have protein in it though?
Yeah, it has protein, certain vitamins, but that's
Okay.
all he eats.
Ew.
Now,
Yeah.
and me, we're so removed from like being natural.
Yeah.
Everything is like organic, not organic, like manufactured. Tits,
Sorry.
ass, like people's faces.
And packaged, like one little thing of food has like.
I thought you were
has,
talking
like,
about dick
3
packages.
Well,
I really thought because you
Yeah.
did like
Yeah,
do this,
sorry. Well,
but it's
Stop
fine.
slamming the table, boys.
that's what I'm usually doing. No, yeah, sorry for saying.
My bad. But
12 Angry Men.
like adding like all this other stuff, I was like, all right, cool, this is cool, but can I just have sex with you
Yeah.
I feel you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
and not add like
Get
The
to
best sex I've
get to the
ever had
basics.
no bells, whistles,
Yeah.
frills, no toys,
Yeah.
no fucking, nobody watching, no, well,
Yeah.
maybe, there, I don't know. But yeah, like I
With
feel
nothing
you.
but you were born with kind of
exactly,
situation.
Yeah.
exactly.
No, I feel you.
Yeah.
Like if it works out, it works out.
Maybe a little mouthwash beforehand.
Well,
But
what
other
about
than
you?
that-
Do you like boy toys?
I mean, like I've used them. They're not like.
Hold
a,
on, can I ask you
yeah,
something
sure.
specific to your sexuality?
Oh,
And I
sure.
apologize in advance if it's rude.
Okay.
do you find that like gay boys are, I don't know, like do you find that toys are like more like brought up in like the homosexual world?
I think for people with certain interests, like ass play is certainly like.
Yeah, but
I got my
are
ass
you
licked
doing
once,
that with like?
and that shit was.
You got your what?
My ass licked once.
Just once.
Licked?
No, like the first time ever. I was like, yo, what are you doing?
But did you like it?
This is amazing.
Yeah.
This is amazing.
Nice.
This
See,
is
you might
amazing.
like boy toys then. You
This
right?
is no, we're not doing
All right,
that.
all right, all
it's all
right.
natural.
But
All
you'll
natural.
take
Nothing's
a
going-
tongue to the bum. All right.
No,
Fair enough.
Nothing's going in there. Nothing's going in there.
Is
Nope. But I lick
Just the
around there.
outside,
Yeah,
yeah.
what?
Is
What?
that
Rim
because
jobs or
like
do-
you did,
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to slap you.
What?
wait,
I
don't
remember
slap-
the
don't slap
exact
the
date too. It was 2014, June
You were like,
15th.
It was a warm summer night.
It was not a warm summer night.
Was it this warm?
Huh? The face was warm. I was like, yo, what are you doing? And I was
The
like, yo,
face.
this is
The face.
amazing.
You're like, what are you doing, Tosan? What are you doing, Tosan? That's the best.
She's like, you like this? I was like, yes.
Yeah.
Keep doing this.
Nice.
There's something so hot about putting like your bloated dude, and then all of a sudden you just like without any kind of like notice, you just kind of as long as you have consent, you like lift
long
them
as you
up
have-
and like just get
But
right
I would
into their
never
ass.
ask a girl for that
Yeah.
to do it.
Yeah. Well, see,
Have
I
you
don't
ever
ask,
licked a
I'm
girl's
the same.
ass?
I don't want anybody down anywhere they don't want to be. So
Yes.
unless you're into it,
Amen.
I don't ask.
But then
if you do it,
also-
you do it. Whatever.
A lot of times, most females would it start going through their head like, this guy's gay.
No.
No. Well,
No. A lot
I
of
can't answer that.
You can't answer that because
Like,
you're
for
more,
me,
you're
yeah.
more open. You're more
Yeah,
open.
no, you're right. I
but
shouldn't say
but
no.
a typical female would be like, what?
No, there is definitely a stigma there for
There's
sure.
a huge
Absolutely.
stigma.
But because, and the thing is people don't understand when you decide your sexuality, you're not like, I love a big cock. Oh, I can't wait to sit on it. It's gonna feel so good in my pussy. You decide your sexuality based on a series of things. So guys aren't deciding their sexualities based on, ooh, I like my butt played with. It has nothing to do with that.
Yeah.
That's just the
It's
vehicle.
a sensation.
It's the vehicle in which you enjoy the sex
Hell
that you
yeah.
prefer. It has nothing to do with why you prefer it. You're not like, ooh, I took a shit one day and I orgasmed during it, so now I'm fucking gay. That's not how it works. Like, I wasn't like,
Does that happen
oh,
to
that bit. I know a dude that comes every time he takes a dump because his prostate gets very, very stimulated. And he was like, am I gay? I was like, no, you just like prostate stimulation. All boys have a prostate, and whether or not you like it has nothing to do with your sexuality.
So that's
you know?
when I
And your
found
butthole
when
in
I
general.
found out like that's what like the prostate is and everything. Like,
Yeah.
so you can get off on that because I watched what's that movie called again? It's like seven the table.
No, it's okay.
No. What's the movie? With the kid, with the dude, and he got his prostate played with.
Wait, not by the kid though.
No. He got,
The kid and the dude.
I mean, that sentence was like
it
the
Road
kid, the
Trip?
dude.
No, was it?
Oh, there's a bunch of like Will Ferrell-esque movies that talk about butt
It wasn't.
stuff.
It wasn't a Will Ferrell movie.
All
It was
right.
a dude from
No, you're
American
right.
Pie.
It's Road Trip. It's Road Trip.
Road
He
Trip?
Talks, yes,
Yes.
because he talks about
Okay.
getting his prostate.
So
stimulated.
he's getting he's given semen. He's given semen
Yeah,
at
and she
a
goes-
sperm bag. Yeah, and then she like
Oh,
puts
yeah.
it in, puts her finger in
Yeah,
her butt,
that
in
makes
his butt,
sense.
and then he just
It's Stifler. It's Stifler.
Stifler,
Yeah,
yes.
he's the one. Yeah.
And I was like, yo, that's what happens. And then
I watched it when I was younger, and I was like, "That's what's up." I like
and
that
I'm
shit.
from like a super Christian family, but my mom is super open about stuff.
Makes
My mom
sense.
is very like, whatever you like is
Open-minded.
whatever you like.
Nice.
And then you grow up and you start, your friends are
Props to
homophobic
mom.
at first, and then you start, I've always been a person that likes to research and like think outside the box. And I was like, being gay can't be wrong because your prostate's right there. So if they're fucking in the butt, this makes sense.
Yeah.
This makes perfect fucking sense. This makes perfect fucking sense.
Amen.
Seriously.
From
So-
the mouth of Sir Motherfucking Wilkins,
The
right
truth.
there.
If you're getting duped
That
in the
is
butt
the truth.
and it feels good, your prostate's there, so this all makes sense.
Right.
Yeah.
So this is not illegal.
But
this
It's
is not
not.
wrong.
It's
Sex
not.
acts are not sexuality.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
that's not,
Like,
you
I
can't
like to,
frame it that
you
way.
know,
But
I might not like to get rammed in the ass, or I might like to get rammed in the. It doesn't mean I'm a gay man.
That's true.
But you
Good
have to
point.
understand is that you have super conservative people within the world
Absolutely.
who say
Absolutely.
that this is completely wrong, and probably 50% of them are probably gay on the low. But anyways,
Yeah,
different
Like
exactly.
Roy
conversation.
Cohn.
Yes, and they say this is wrong, and they say like God didn't make things a
Thou
certain type of
doth
way.
protest
Yes.
too much, is what I have to
But
say.
yeah,
to
if
that.
you really research what says in the Bible, it was talking about, because people bring up Sodom and Gomorrah. It was really about these fucking pieces of shit men sleeping with little boys. and that's why it was so wrong.
Well,
When
and
you really-
it was also about hospitality, right? Because they didn't like offer what
exactly. It's
was
more
being
than that, and they
asked.
keep saying it's about gays. No, honestly speaking, if you want to be really honest about the Bible, during slavery, they were saying that blacks were lower than whites.
Absolutely.
So the Bible, so this is what the Bible said.
Yeah.
So, but anyways, back to my about having anal sex with men.
I love you.
So when I saw that movie, I did a little research. And I was like, yo, men orgasm off of this?
Yeah.
So gay
Like
sex
across
makes sense.
the room.
Gay sex
Yeah.
makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So-
it's not just like one person is in pain while the other
And
person isn't. you know?
let's set some like small like not every gay man like enjoys anal sex,
No.
at least receptive or penetrative.
And I get that, but
yeah.
He's just saying the act of
Yeah, yeah,
anal
yeah.
in
It
general
makes
as
sense.
it
a
makes
gay
sense. And
sex
it's like
tool.
I
you can't-
agree. It
you
makes
can't
a lot of
get mad
sense.
at somebody for saying, "Oh, I like men," and say it's wrong.
Yeah.
How is it wrong?
Right.
Well,
It feels
it's a
goddamn
natural
good.
feeling.
Yeah.
It's a great tie-in to the sex toys, honestly, because that's why men will use them, right? Like,
Exactly.
I mean, we knew.
Boys don't use sex toys because they think that they're fucking gay. If I put something
Yeah.
that resembles a little pee-pee in your butt, you're
Yeah.
a gay boy. Actually,
sex toys
no,
don't look
your
like
ass
that.
is going to form over this wonderful fucking butt plug,
Nothing's
and
going
it's
in my
then
butt.
going to milk
Nothing's
your
going in my butt.
prostate.
Nothing's going in my butt.
I'm just saying,
Nothing's going in
butt
my
plugs
butt.
are great for boys.
No, that's too much
Wait,
power being lost.
No, but like,
That's too much power.
Why
being
is it
lost.
about
wait,
power?
a common
Listen-
misconception.
Listen, I'm not doing it.
Oh, great, but this is a great point, right? So like, that's power. Women are always asked to be receptive, right?
You don't have to be receptive to
About-
me.
Oh, okay.
You don't have to be.
So you don't need receptive.
No,
this
no.
is great. Excellent. Wait, so what do
I
you do in
understand,
absence
it's
of that
What?
with a woman if they're not receptive to you?
We go watch Netflix. The fuck? You don't want to have sex?
Wait,
with me?
Netflix and nil.
Like, no. It is. Listen,
Wait, you don't have oral sex instead?
if she doesn't want to do that either, it's fine.
Oh, fair enough.
Listen, the reason why most men get in trouble is because they're too full of themselves. And they think that every woman wants them. Being so awkward growing up
Yeah.
has taught me one thing, has humbled me.
Nice.
So I was like, yo, you don't have sex with me? Okay, I'm over this. I'm not
Right.
gonna get my feelings hurt. The reason why most men get in trouble is because they're like, she has to like me.
Right.
Or she needs to have
Or
sex
it
with me.
means something.
It means
to
something.
You, yeah.
Or like, they get so offended because
That's very
she said-
self-important.
She says no about something. Like, yo, bro, get over yourself. Fucking get over yourself. Go masturbate. Fucking call it a day.
And so
Leave
what
it
you're
alone.
saying is use a butt plug and a cock ring. Any other choice?
If you want, yes,
Trying to tie it
exactly.
back in.
Get over yourself.
Whatever you need.
Put
Whatever
something
you
in
need.
your ass and have an orgasm,
Yeah, and leave
man.
her alone. If she doesn't want to do it, she doesn't want to do it.
Yeah.
I'm at that point in my life.
Yeah.
Like, I've never been the guy of like, oh my God, she has to have. No, I don't care. And I think
You don't care at all?
for the most part. If
Never?
I really like a girl and then
Okay.
she says no, and I'm like,
Well, it
oh,
might
it's-
hurt your
It's gonna hurt my
feelings.
feelings for a moment, but then at the end of the day, I have to
Okay.
get over it.
Fair
She's
enough.
not, and I think it goes back to like the Me Too movement, like it goes way back to what we were talking about originally, where the entitlement for men has to disappear. That's
Amen.
the biggest problem us as men have is that we feel so entitled that women are borderline our property.
Yeah. No
And
shit.
when we get rid of that concept,
Yeah.
things will be okay. But
Yeah.
women can't fall into that concept too.
Yeah.
Because when that shift of power comes, because it is going to come, they can't abuse that power.
Oh,
Well-
we're gonna. I'm gonna abuse the fuck out of that power with my pussy.
'Cause there's an old
With
quote
my
that goes,
pussy,
um,
with my pussy.
The oppressor becomes the
with
oppressed.
yeah, whatever. I mean, it's a long time away before we
Oh,
start
no. It
oppressing
happened already. It
motherfucking
happened
men,
already.
but-
It happened already. It's happened already. You're
Oh,
sleeping
yeah,
on
yeah,
it.
no,
You're
no.
sleeping on it.
Oh,
The most powerful people in this country right now are white women.
well, that has been true for a while. Lately.
The reason
Not
why
for a
Trump,
while,
the reason
but,
why
like,
Trump won the election is because of white women. Let's just keep it a buck. Let's just keep it a buck here.
Absolutely.
We talking. Let's talk it up.
No, fair
And that's the
enough.
reason why they won. And the Me Too movement, the majority of what's going on is because of them. And it's a good thing and it's a bad thing. So the shift of power happened already. Now you gotta work the power for bigger things.
No. I mean,
Telling you.
the only way I disagree with this is like, power is a lot of things. It's not just your ability to like influence social media, right? Like, power is in our economy and capitalism. Power is economic power, and women do not have economic
They're
power.
getting there. They're getting there. The
Not
shift is
even
gonna-
close.
I
Not
think
even
they are.
close.
I think they are.
Not
I think
even
it's slowly
close.
gonna
Until
happen.
sex work is legal and not shut down on every platform
And
where
until
we
you
try
can-
to make it
Ooh,
safe.
I read this great article on that
No.
shit. Oh my God, I read this phenomenal article on sex work. It was like in Time Magazine. I think it was in Time Magazine or like in one of those things.
Yeah.
Because at the time I was training a girl who was an escort, like a super high-end escort.
Okay.
But like she was a sugar baby. Is that you
Yeah.
guys are familiar with this?
Yeah, I
Yeah,
used to
somewhat.
dabble.
So she was a sugar baby, and she was telling me about like legit breaking deals with
Yeah.
like super billionaires and stuff like that. Like
Nice.
she would have to like sit down with them and say, okay, if I'm gonna deal with you this month, I need $20,000 up front. Then each week I need this and this. I was like, yo, this is fucking amazing.
But you're looking at one person who's in a very small group.
No,
of,
it's
you know what I mean?
that's usually how it is. But I'm just saying. But go back to the
No,
article.
I mean,
it was
all
talking
of the sex worker women I know do not make $20,000 off of one job.
No. But then,
TBH,
but then it goes.
like, you
So then
know.
I was like, yo, this is amazing shit. This is phenomenal. So I went to research on it. So I'm big on research. I was like, yo, I'm gonna
Because
research
you
this
wanted
shit.
to tap into it?
No,
or-
I just wanted to learn more
You want
about
to be a
it.
pimp, don't you?
I just want to learn more about it.
Wilkins the pimp.
Why is it so looked down upon? So then,
Sure.
so then within that week, I was researching. An article popped up. I think it was Time Magazine. It talked about sex work and why is it illegal,
Right.
and it should not be illegal.
Right.
And just recently, Backpages got shut down
Yep.
and Craigslist got shut down because they have a tab for escorts and everything like that.
Yeah,
And-
Backpage getting shut down was a huge detriment to not only the people I know, but obviously millions of sex workers out there.
Yeah.
And now that's why
Well,
there's
because
so many cases of women found, ending up fucking dead in the goddamn river now. Unfortunately,
Really?
because
That's
because
awful.
they're turning to. Listen, like when you take away our ability to make a payment through some online source, you take away our ability to find and vet people through an online source. You take away our ability to be safe. And
So-
once you take that away, we are left to the dogs, and whatever that man, whether he's a serial killer, a rapist, a fucking whatever, we have to deal with it, and it's our loss because we're the sex
So
workers.
question
It's
for
not
you.
fair. Yes.
So in order not to be turned into a Law and Order SVU episode,
Yes.
what do you think can be changed? Because in the article they were talking about how before Backpages got shut, it was the article before Backpages. It was like how Backpages helped out identify people.
Yep.
And it kind of screened people screening
Yep.
people,
Yep.
and how they also say how that a lot of sex workers, I'm gonna go off a little subject, how a lot of sex workers, people assume that they're from broken homes,
Yeah.
their daddy beats on them,
I was just talking about that earlier.
Nobody
yeah.
loves them. But this one chick was like, I just felt ugly.
Yeah.
And my dad was super loving.
There's if you watch, there's a new show on Netflix called The Staircase. It's about an actual like real life murder, and there was a sex worker brought in and asked to testify, and he's sitting on the stand, and he was a male sex worker, male for male, and they asked him all these questions that were meant to be embarrassing, and he was just like, anal sex? No, this is what we do. Yeah, typically they'd pay for extra for that. Like he was just so confident and like, why are you judging me? And that was like
Yeah.
a beautiful example of like the way that shit's changing.
And she spoke about it, and she was like, yo, I just like this thing. And also, it also helped people who are sex workers find themselves in some weird way. Because a lot of women, this is what a lot of women don't understand, I'm going off subject a little bit more, that women are so insecure about shit. And I've been telling my girlfriend sometimes about this, and like my female friends, like there's 100 guys for every type of girl.
Oh yeah,
Like,
absolutely.
you
At
could be-
least 100 guys,
you could be
1,000 guys.
6'5", about 300 pounds,
And
hairy as
you
hell.
like to eat cake out of your rolls,
Yeah.
and there's 500
hairy
dudes
as
online
hell,
that want to watch
and it's
you do
fucking
it.
and there's
Yeah.
tons of guys that would fall in love with you.
Yeah.
Now, go back to what you're saying. So, how would you, let's say Felicia runs for president,
Hell
and
yeah.
she
Vote the people's trans.
and she's like, you know what? Let's make sex work more legal.
Decriminalize.
Yeah.
At the very
Decriminalize, yes,
least.
decriminalize
At the
it.
very
Yeah.
least.
And also prevent it from little kids being sold on the market and stuff like that.
Well, that's-
what would you
yeah.
do, President
Well,
Felicia?
there's a difference because we are looking at things that were once legal to kind of go out and be able to be a part of like online, and now that's shut down. So we need a place first of all, it needs to be decriminalized 100%.
Yeah.
Why not run shit like how Vegas runs shit? The other thing is the dark
Wow.
web is where children are sold. They're not sold on the regular ass internet where women want to be able to not go to the dark web. They want to be able to go to a place like Backpage or Craigslist to get or to find somebody to meet whatever their service needs are and vice versa. And that's what we need. We need an open platform for people to be able to collect
Absolutely.
payment. It's not
Absolutely.
illegal. I should be able to sell my fucking nudes without goddamn being shut down by motherfucking PayPal. It makes it a very sketchy situation when, you know what I mean? Like, you're taking away the money from a person that has found a way to make the money, and now
Yeah.
you're giving them no vehicle in which to do so. So step A would be to decriminalize it. Step B would to be make it fucking legal across the board.
Right.
And the more you legalize something, the less seedy places that they have to have. Like, now, you know, in California, you don't have to go down some weird alley to buy your weed. You fucking walk into a store for it. Why not
Yeah.
move toward that in a sex work kind of world?
Well, so that, I mean, that brings up a very good question. First of all, those things are getting shut down because, like, they always want to shut down alternative economies, right? Like,
They're not
whether you're
getting taxes.
a weed dealer, right? They want, it's not even, if only it was the tax part, man. It's like you're cutting in to some, like, corporate entity's other market, right? Like, alcohol, right? If you're supplying weed now, like, you're, like, either the alcohol lobby needs to get in on weed or they're going to be, like, arguing against it, right? Like, because you're cutting into the market that they have pretty much monopolized. Adult entertainment and, like, whatever in a legal form with bars and all that jazz, to something that is, like, actually worse for your body than marijuana is, which is, like, a testament to that. But also in this case, right, like, you have these people that want to, like, push you guys into, like, the darkness, unfortunately, like, and that does create unsafe situations. It puts you in a position where, like, you could actually get hurt, and that's
yeah,
not
and then
good.
there's no way to, like, trace it back. There's no
Yeah.
trail online. There's nothing, because we had to go work the corner instead of fucking finding a male suitor online that was willing to pay the price that we were needing to fucking eat that day.
I think the biggest thing is we're still super conservative in America.
Who is this weed though? Because most people, when they do polls, there's a lot of, like,
But if
progressive attitudes
But
about
it's-
these things.
You're right.
And
but
then, like, our Congress and people in charge don't, like, actually do anything in that
Well, our
direction.
Congress and people in charge are the ones that are calling the fucking prosies.
But I
what's
think
the deal?
Prostitutes.
Prostitutes.
That's right. What was that thing?
Prostitutes.
It came out in a news forecast in the Republican convention that male prostitutes during the Republican convention saw a spike in their sex work business.
what it is a couple of things. And I was speaking to your boyfriend about gatekeepers within industries.
Absolutely.
Within America, there's gatekeepers. And the gatekeepers, within everything in the world, what's going on, entertainment, everything, the gatekeepers are losing their power.
Let's hope so.
Yeah, with social media, all
Let's
this other
hope
type
so.
of
Yeah,
things.
because you can rise up without that shit now.
in different industries. But the gatekeepers are getting pissed off because I can't control this situation, which is the sex work stuff, which is like basically our whole concept of the show, which is about power.
Right.
Right.
We can't,
Well, hell yeah.
so they can't fully control it, and they
Right.
don't know how to control it.
Yeah.
So they're like, yo, we gotta shut this down.
Right.
Because I don't know how to control this. And when you have something which is kind of like done in the dark,
Yeah.
some stuff might come to light.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
The other thing is that
People
once
are
you
scared
say
about
that,
that.
you're okay with sex work, it's saying that you're okay with sex work.
Exactly.
So some old motherfucker in the
Right.
Senate or the Congress isn't going to be like, I'm okay with sex
Well-
work. I hire prostitutes all the fucking time.
And they don't
That
wanna hear that.
motherfucker needs to die.
They
and
have
hurry
an
up,
image. They have
you
an
know
image
what
to
I mean?
keep up.
Well,
Exactly. So once it becomes the cool thing to be up,
Once
AKA
they
once
couldn't
a
co-opt
fucking
it.
woman gets in
Yeah.
there and has a conversation about it, it's not going to be the
Yeah.
cool thing to be like on board with. And of course, it's still the same men that basically tell us what we are not allowed to do with our bodies are the ones that are using our services, and that is a motherfucking fact.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then you have other things that come out. When these things come out, people look bad. Like Stormy
Yeah.
Daniels, Trump. This shouldn't be a big deal.
I love seeing her on porn sites now. She's like, you may know me from the press. And like, she's naked.
She's dumb
She's
whack.
completely naked.
She's whack. She's so
She's,
whack.
I mean, it's
I'm not a fan
amazing.
of her, of her work.
I don't care, but if she takes down like this asshole in office,
She's
that'd be
not.
beautiful.
She's not.
She needs to.
She can't. She can't.
Well,
Well, it shouldn't be a big deal, but it is a big deal, but it's not a big deal. And nobody gives a shit. It's just a way for. I honestly fucking can't stand that whole storyline. It's
Yeah.
not cool enough. We didn't find out any titillating
I love
details.
this storyline.
seriously.
Bring it back. Yeah.
No,
let's-
like
Well,
we found out
he used to
nothing.
get pooped on.
Well,
I thought it was
I thought
peed
it was
on.
golden showers.
Yeah.
He likes both. Once you like one, you like the other.
No, you do
No,
not.
definitely not
One
the
is
case.
not related to the other. I am a golden shower fan. I am not a poop fan. And one,
I did that
unfortunately,
once
listen,
by accident.
poop?
Peed.
Oh, well,
I
that's
peed on
fine.
somebody by accident.
You were
That's
really
hot.
excited.
No. She was.
I'm like, tell us more.
I shouldn't tell this story if my girl probably listening, but it was years ago. And then the girl was like, ejaculated on me. But then like, most girls don't notice, but it's the same tube. So sometimes you feel like you're about to bust a nut, but then you end
Right,
up peeing.
but you pee by accident.
Yeah, well, that's also why girls squirt, because they feel like they're about to bust a nut, but then they pee.
Is it really pee?
It's partial pee, partial not.
Before he reveals too much.
Oh, yeah, we might need to get to the end segment.
Yeah,
Okay.
we might need to get to
Shit.
the boner segment.
Now you're telling us too much.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Oh yeah, no, but I do like this story about you peeing on a girl.
She was
Wait,
so
wait,
pissed
why
off.
did we change that subject? Let's
No, I
never
know.
change the
I'm
subject.
sorry. Yeah.
She was so
Wait,
pissed
she
off.
was?
That was a
She
bad
was so pissed
Oh,
off.
so yeah.
She was so
First
pissed
of
off.
all, let's just talk about pee real quick. A, as long as the dude's hydrated, it doesn't smell or taste like anything. B, it's sterile to him, not necessarily to you, but it's not as disgusting as other things. C, it's really hot because it's like you're getting jizzed on, but like for a really long time. What's better? Like, I would love to get, like, if some dude could bukkake me with one dick, you know, like a group jizz with one dick, I would love that. So that's what pee kind
There are
of
like
is.
people, like some guys that are kind of like that.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, like, in lieu of, you could pee on me and
The
stuff.
first time I told my girl I loved her
You
was
peed
when
on
I
her?
peed on
That's beautiful.
So I thought I was ejaculating. And I was like, oh my God, this is amazing. I love her. And I was like, oh man, that was a lot. And then she like got off the bed. She's like,
That's amazing.
you peed.
That's
I was
great.
like, oh, no, I didn't.
She's like, I know what cum looks like,
She's
motherfucker.
like, this is because it was like
Why don't you ever accidentally pee in me? No? All right.
it was like a puddle like about this
Because he like
big.
pees on you on purpose. Wait.
It wasn't on purpose. It was really by accident.
Oh, I'm sorry.
And I was-
That's hot.
awful.
And I was like, you thought it was? I was like, all right, cool.
Was she really upset?
She wasn't upset. She's just
Just kind of weirded out.
it was like,
She was
What?
like, do you have a bladder control issue? Like,
I was like, no. And then she looked at me kind of weird, and I was like, okay.
you're
All
not-
right, guys,
okay.
let's get
Yeah.
to this last
All
segment.
right.
Felicia figures you out. Aaron is going to ask you a series of questions, and I'm going to try to guess what your answer is.
Okay.
If you get it wrong, I mean, if you get it wrong, if you get your own answer wrong, if you get your answer wrong, if I get it wrong, I'm going to,
Why are you giving me paper?
Because you're
'Cause
going to
you're
write
gonna
something
write it
Oh,
down.
my bad.
if I get it wrong, I'm going to take off an article of clothing, is what we decided.
Yeah.
Who comes up with this?
Have
shit?
you ever played the dating game? It's not that dissimilar, right?
And
Like,
if I get it right, we're going to keep track, and then
Not the
after you're
dating
going to have to do like some squats. You're cool with squats?
Okay, whatever.
yeah,
He
you can do
doesn't
squats.
care.
Well,
think I
that,
can.
is that where
can
that
do squats?
is that where
think
that
you
booty
can.
came from? Then?
No, it's just my
No.
grandma.
I just wanted to see you work out. Sorry, your girlfriend. Don't hate me. Okay, so let's start. Give us the first question.
All right. Well, this is kind of a freebie because I feel like you know
Oh,
this.
yeah,
But
oops.
so, are you in a relationship?
Well, if you just answer that one.
Okay. Yes. All right.
Yeah,
well,
I got it right.
props out. Like,
Wait, I want to keep track.
nice.
One. I
Okay.
got one squat so far.
All right. I feel like we already came to this, but like actually like taking toys out of like the scenario altogether and thinking the wide range of sexual experience available. What do you think your favorite fetish is or would be if you had one?
Just kidding. I have no idea. I don't know you like that just yet. Is it the right?
Oh
Is it
my
right?
gosh.
Oh shit! Oh my god! How did I
Wow.
fucking
Because
know?
I'm black, that's why.
Wait,
Wait,
is that a thing?
Is
Is that a thing?
Is that a thing?
I
don't-
haven't heard
I
that.
need to call up some.
And I've heard of a lot of fetishes. Okay.
Holy shit! I'm so excited
All right.
right now. Wait, I think it's just because like I know your flavor. I just am good at reading flavors. Like I can
Okay.
figure out a customer's preference in like.
Oh,
2
that's
seconds.
true. You are kind of like a professional. Okay.
That's not fair.
What is that's true. What is your current female wrestling crush?
Oh my God, everybody knows this shit.
Yeah, but
Really?
you-
I don't, so I'm curious. Oh.
Did I get it right?
Okay, so yeah, you guys got
Okay.
another one. Wait,
Thank God.
okay, that's
I can't
exciting.
wait to
I'm
get
gonna
these
have to learn
squats.
who Nia Jax is. I apologize for not knowing more wrestling.
She's the one that I spoke about on that other podcast.
Oh, okay.
voluptuous lady.
Oh, excellent. Okay.
I saw her feet though. I think it's.
Do you like her
no,
feet?
Was it a disappointment?
I still haven't gotten a good look.
Wait, what is your feet criteria?
Oh,
You just
so
like juicy feet?
no. It has to be. It can't be too wide.
Okay.
I'm really against wide. I'm really against.
I have a
wide.
really slim foot. I'm sorry, I don't. Why am I
It
telling
has
you
to be
about my feet?
slim foot. I don't like when the second toe is longer than the big
Ooh,
toe.
I don't like that either.
Oh my God, that puts me out.
Oh, I'm sorry. I don't like on guys. It's whatever, but like I.
okay.
Yeah, so I don't like that.
Yeah, that one's
I didn't know
bad.
that was a thing.
That's a
I
thing.
just thought I was
well,
an
'cause
oddity.
it looks weird. Like why?
I don't know.
But I did learn that
Genetics.
if a girl's in heels,
Okay.
it makes it disappear.
Oh.
I didn't learn that. One of my favorite podcasts.
Wait, like
I
it
learned
shrinks it?
Like if for some reason the
That
longer
sounds
toe
brutal.
brings and the way that the shoe,
Gravity?
gravity. I don't know what it is, but
Okay.
that's what happens.
My
All
feet
right.
are adorable, so I don't have to worry about
Okay.
any of this.
Craziest place you've had sex?
Oh. I don't fucking know.
Oh. It's gonna be
In
straight.
traffic, a car.
Ooh, that's
oh,
hot.
nice.
All
All
right,
right,
you got one.
Felicia, yeah. Wait, are you taking off the pieces
I guess I'll-
at the end or now? Oh, exciting. Oh, the bra's coming off already.
Well, I don't have that much clothing on. I have a
Oh,
fucking
that's
dress
true.
on. What do
That's
you want me
true.
to do?
Fair enough.
I'm just gonna pull it down because,
Oh, nice.
right, like, because this one's like a over the head bra. There we go. Okay, that one's off.
Excellent. All right.
I kind of cheated. I'm not gonna lie.
Have you ever had a three-way?
Ew.
Oh shit.
Did you
All
say
right.
yes? Yeah.
Yep.
Oh.
Okay. What was the combination of individuals?
It was twice.
Is this a question or no?
No, this is
Oh,
an
okay.
off question.
Ooh, yeah.
Like off
It
question.
was,
Like MFF.
What?
Oh,
No,
male?
Apparently-
both females. Both females.
Both females.
We
okay.
don't have enough time to ask.
Oh shoot.
That's
okay.
for next time.
Okay. What's the most amount of people you've had sex with in one day?
Ooh. All right. Well, the threesome says at least 2, so I'm gonna guess 3.
Okay. You mean, yeah. Got it.
Oh.
Wait.
No,
you were
I meant
one up?
3. I went
take
one
it.
up.
Take it up. So you've had a threesome, and that's about
Yes.
the highest number you've reached. Oof.
Hold on. This is terrible. Why did I agree to?
All right. I'm gonna
Do
start
any of
asking
this?
the next one.
Okay. Cool.
What is your favorite type of porn? If any?
Realize. Favorite type of porn?
Yeah. Think about it while you're taking.
I can't get this off.
Oh my goodness.
No. I'm sorry, everybody. This one's not good.
Okay, shout it out loud then.
Oh wait, favorite type of porn. Close.
Oh, nice. For the record, that was MILF, and you had guessed BBW.
BBW.
What
Big
is
beautiful
that?
women.
Oh, okay, excellent.
I know what kind of
Um,
chicks he likes.
What is
All right,
your
that bra's off by the way.
nice, excellent. What is your favorite type of music?
Oh wait, I was supposed to take another one off, wasn't I? To what?
to bone to?
No, I changed it. I wrote slow jams.
Oh,
music.
No music.
Okay. He doesn't like any bells and whistles, I see. I don't have anything else to
What-
take off. This is ridiculous.
What is your favorite thing to do to a woman in bed?
Is this just a real question?
Yeah, this is the last question. Sorry, final
Okay,
question.
Final question.
Like
Good,
yes.
because I have no more bras to take off.
Excellent. Final-
I'm officially out of bras.
Final question.
Wait, what was it?
What do you like to do to women sexually in bed, in the sack?
Well, obviously suck their toes. Oral. Well, that's a good answer.
Yeah. Excellent.
All right, so you owe me 4 squats, and I owe you 1 more piece of clothing, and I think I have.
Yeah.
Some
Only 4
underwear I could
spots. All
take
right.
off.
Yeah. Do it.
It's not like I got fully naked. Okay, I took off my underwear officially.
Excellent.
Woohoo!
Oh, those are cute.
Yeah, whatever. I
Okay.
wore them for the show.
Are you gonna do 4 squats for
I
me?
think I
Yeah.
have to, right?
Yeah, you
As the
do.
show ends and the credits
Yeah,
roll.
that is actually a good way for
I
us to
want
outro
I want
this.
your ass to the grass though, for
Yeah,
sure.
yeah. All right.
I want it worth my
Coach.
my outfit. All my
right.
bras are still
There you
on
go.
me.
Oh.
Took my mic off.
Yeah.
Just pop it off.
Yeah. Pop it off.
There you go.
All right.
So what are we doing?
Ready? Count off. Count him.
Only 4?
Yeah.
Yeah, but I want them real low.
Yeah. Okay.
All right, so
Ready? Count.
All right, start. 1. Yeah. 2. Lower. 3. There we go.
Wow, that's
4.
pretty
Yeah. Yay.
Yay.
Thanks for being good. I thought I
Thanks
was
for-
gonna get more right, so I fucked up.
suck.
I do suck. Oh, thanks. All right, guys. Thank you guys for tuning in and/or listening to The Screw with Felicia Rose and Aaron Paul. Thank you for our special guest, Sir Wilkins. You can follow him at Sir_Wilkins on Twitter and Instagram. And please feel free to go to Legends this weekend in Manhattan if you guys want to watch Money in the Bank. He will be there, as well as probably myself, because I have nothing better to do with my life, so fuck it, let's party. And is there anything else you want to plug before we let you go?
Follow the Jobbeteers podcast on Instagram. We're on Facebook. We're on every social media platform. Subscribe us on YouTube.
It's very interesting podcast. Definitely take it.
Yeah.
Take a listen.
It's
for
like
sure.
basically sex, wrestling, and more wrestling.
What?
But also we have our own merchandise on ProWrestlingTees.com. So get your merchandise of a T-shirt of us. It is awesome. Also, what else do we have going on? Money in the Bank is this weekend, so come to our viewing party. And also, we will be sponsoring another wrestling event next month called Battle Pro Wrestling in the Bronx.
Hell yeah.
We'll
Nice.
be sponsoring that. And thank you. Thank you for having me
Thank
here.
you
Yeah.
so much for being on. You were a wonderful
No
guest.
problem, no
Thanks
problem.
for answering a lot of awkward shit.
Thanks for everybody who helped put this together at Much Obliged TV.
Yeah, hopefully you guys like our new platform and system and stuff, and we'll see you next week.
Peace.